the saying is, it's not what you know, but who you know. And that couldn't be more true in Hollywood. You can be incredibly talented, but the opportunities usually don't come from your skills. They actually come from people. They come from mentors, collaborators, other producers, directors, crew, just all the people you would know and interact with on a daily basis. So in today's episode, I want to share some of my favorite networking tips with you and why it's important to meet new people and get out there. After today's episode, you should be more prepared and ready to go make those filmmaking connections. Networking can sound intimidating, especially if you're shy and introverted, but remember, this industry is built on relationships. It's not built on anything else. It's a people industry. It really is important that you know people. But the goal shouldn't be to shove your resume into someone's face. Remember, people don't like that. They don't like people who are too pushy. No one's trying to make your dreams come true, so keep that in mind. The goal should always be to meet new people, to learn about them, learn what they do, build connections, build genuine friendships, and let it happen kind of naturally. But you can't let it happen unless you get out there. A lot of us are introverts. I can be that way sometimes. If you're one of those people who feels uncomfortable talking with strangers, definitely get out there and just practice, take baby steps, just say hello to people, ask a stranger how they're doing, little things like that. The point shouldn't be to get into full-blown conversations, but rather to build that muscle, the ability to kind of crack that mold and to break the ice, essentially, to go up to strangers and feel okay to actually speak to them about other things. It's a learned skill. Some people are really good at it and some people aren't. I know some people who could just talk to anybody. They have no problem just talking to any person at all. And then other people just feel awkward asking someone a question, even someone who may work at a place they feel awkward with. Everyone's different. We're all different. We're all built different. We have different experiences. Understand that, learn from it, just be open-minded. That'll help with everything. So tip number one, and this is going to be a big one, is where to network. A lot of times people just don't know where to network at. I mean, it's a little confusing. It's a little complicated. There's a lot of different things out there. So the first thing I would actually think about is, what are your goals? Do you want to join a camera team or a camera department? Are you trying to write and direct a feature film and you're looking for someone who can help finance it and possibly get you into production? Are you in post? Are you a colorist who's looking to get into a post house or just meet up with people so that you can do post and let them know what you do? Each of those paths is going to lead you to different rooms. I know here in LA, there's meetups for post-production and people meet on Eventbrite and different groups and Instagram, and they'll do meetups weekly or monthly and vice versa, or excuse me, not vice versa, but weekly or monthly and seasonally kind of events. If you're in camera department, there's a lot of cool things to do, especially here in LA, especially demos. There are lens demos, there's tech demos, there's camera demos, lots of demos in these events. They're great for meeting people, especially not just filmmakers, but the people who work at these companies. The people who work at these companies really work with the filmmakers and making these products for the filmmakers. So it's important you make a relationship with them. We go to demos at companies as much as we possibly can here at Wild 7 Studios, and that's helped build relationships with some companies with us. We have people we know at Blackmagic. We have people we know at Zeiss. These relationships are important. These people can help us out. They can give us information. They can help with other things. They can fast track things if we need to get things fast tracked. But none of this happened overnight. This happened from us going to events, going to demos, going to these kinds of things and meeting different kinds of people. So it's important to get out there. If you're based in Southern California or Atlanta, one of the best events you can go to that happens annually is Cinegear. The Cinegear Expo is really awesome. Everybody goes, all the camera and lens vendors go, everybody's there. Lots of great cinematographers are there. The American Society of Cinematographer has a booth there, and they always have a bunch of people. I know Roger Deakins was there signing books this year. Alice Brooks was there, and she gave a fantastic talk. Dean Cundy was walking around. Shane Hurlbut was walking around. Just really awesome cinematographers, really great people, talented people all there, just roaming around. You can go up and chit-chat to them, although I wouldn't bother Roger Deakins too much. I don't know if He's going to be super happy if you're bugging him while he's looking at Felix Lights or something like that. And then if you're trying to write and direct, that one's probably the hardest because that definitely has the most kind of pick me energy out of all of them. You're going to want to go to film festivals, film screenings. The big one is AFM, although I don't know if that's really for directors or writers per se. That's more for like sales agents and producers. But it's really important you meet people, meet those people and get out there. Film festivals are really good. In my opinion, I've been to a lot of them. There's kind of weird energy at some of them. A lot of people are kind of competitive and they feel like this is their opportunity to kind of make it, or and if they don't, they're not gonna have a career in film. So you get kind of aggressive people sometimes at film festivals who are kind of just trying to get their movie made. I'm not a huge fan. If you're based in LA or Southern California, we have three, I wouldn't want to call them film festivals, but film screening events that are really, really cool events to be a part of. They're community events that are free to the public, but everyone who goes, they're film people. They work in the industry, they're making their own films, they're doing stuff. They're really great to go to. The first one is Night of Shorts. It's the Night of Shorts night put on by Eric Toms at the Formosa Grill. Check it out. They post on Instagram. They usually do some screenings at the great Formosa Grill there in West Hollywood. Fantastic event. You meet a lot of people, really cool, a lot of fun. The other one that's held in Hollywood, although I think it moves around, but it's mostly in Hollywood. And then I think they do it in New York as well. But that's the Great Film Club. The people who run that are really fantastic. They do a lot of really cool screenings. They just ask, I believe your film be like 15 minutes or shorter, but they put on almost everything. They let people talk. Really cool event. Great way to meet people. We screened one of our films there earlier this year and had a real good time. Met a lot of really cool people. And the last one we have here in Southern California that I really am a big fan of is the Screeners Club that's held at the Gardena Cinema. The Gardena Cinema is one of the last movie palaces we have here in Los Angeles. It's a big one screen, 800 seat movie theater. Epic, super awesome. I know Sean Baker's a big fan. They talk about him going there all the time and he's always doing screenings and events there. Me and my business partner Nas, we actually went and saw The Good, the Bad, the Ugly on a rare anamorphic 16 millimeter print. It was really awesome to go to. The Gardena Cinema is a amazing, amazing place. Don't let cinema die. Please go out there, support your movie theaters, go see some movies there. Gardena Cinema is always doing cool events and cool screenings. All the people that go there are really freaking cool, amazing people. Who knows? I mean, you might go there and run into Sean Baker one day. And a lot of the people I've met that are in my main network right now, including my business partner, April, we met at a community college. We were all there, just young community college students taking some classes here and there, just trying to work on things. I kind of put out the word that I was making a short film and I needed help and I wanted people to help me out. And I got a good amount of people who volunteered to help out on my short film. We made it and we kept making more and more and one after another. And some of us stayed, other people kind of moved on and did some other things and moved on to different careers. But for the most part, me and my main network have stayed strong and we've been at this for, God, almost 10 years now. And we get each other jobs all the time, constantly. That's it. That's our network. We all started small and we grew together, you know? We started out doing these little nothing films together and boom, 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 boom. And I know earlier this year, me and one of my buddies were on a really high paying job and he and I were kind of thinking back on it where we were saying, hey, look at, we're sitting here in SoFi Stadium on this really cool high paid job. And 10 years ago, we were at community college and we didn't know what the hell we were doing with any of this stuff. So just know you grow with people and that the team you're with now, the people you're around now, those people who you're making small films with are the people you're going to make big films with later on. Tip number 2, and this is a big one for us. We incorporate this one all the time here at Wild 7 Studios, and that's use the buddy system. Networking can feel like you're walking into a new school and you don't know everyone and everybody knows them, everybody else, and you're the new kid and it's awkward. Taking someone with you can break that ice. It could be a little less daunting. You have someone to talk to. You don't seem like you're that awkward, stiff person in the corner over there by themselves. It's way, way easier. Another great thing about bringing someone with you to network, having a buddy along, is that when you meet someone else, one of you can ask one question, the other can ask another question or a follow up. You seem more interesting that way. You can kind of get a lot of information out of people and really learn a lot about people and what they do that way. Um, One thing with the buddy system, though, a little note, caveat, is don't latch onto your buddy and don't stick to your buddy too much. Some people, if they get scared, might have the habit of like just staying with that person and just creating a conversation with that person, and that's that. Try not to do that. If you can, break up, split up, go different places, meet different people. That's the point of this, is that you're expanding your network, and if you go with another person and they're meeting other people, then that helps you meet more people faster. Another great thing with the buddy system and this as well, it goes back to spreading out, is when you introduce people to each other, it breeds familiarity. So if I go meet someone and we hit it off and, oh, you're working on this project, I want you to come meet my business partner, Nas, he might be able to help you out. It's really great to be able to take that person and introduce them. Hi, this is so-and-so. Nas, I want you to meet so-and-so. Nas, this is so-and-so. It helps. It really does. It really builds those networks and helps make you seem a little bit more legit. Tip number 3, and this is a big one. Ask a lot of questions and listen. When we're nervous, we tend to overtalk. Networking actually works better when we do the opposite. So be sure to ask a lot of questions. Ask things like, what do you do? What kind of projects are you working on? What have you worked on in the past? How'd you get your start? People like these kinds of questions. They tend to listen to them and they'll tend to ask a lot of this stuff back. You know, that's the great thing about it. So it's a really good way to keep the momentum of a conversation going. But just make sure you're not too pushy. You don't want to be like, what'd you do? Where'd you go to college? What'd you do this? You're not interrogating someone. This isn't an investigation. It's chit-chatting, you know? Ask someone where they're from. If they say, oh, I'm from Chicago, say, are you a Bears fan then? You know? You don't have to be an interrogator and then go into their life details or anything like that. Just keep it casual, keep it fun. People in this industry can really sense when you're only interested in trying to get things out of them. So don't just try to get things out of people, you know, try to build connections. That energy will push people away really fast. They don't like pushy people. No one does. You know, I don't. I know other people don't. And you could sense when someone is just trying to get something out of you. I've been at events before where I've talked to people and they say, oh, does your company do financing? I say, oh, no, we don't do financing, but, and then they'll turn and walk away before I even finish the sentence. So don't be like that. Don't be one of those people. Don't be rude. Think long term. You know, someone who's the assistant today might be a producer in a couple years. The PA could turn into the director, or the camera trainee is the DP. Our partner Nas always brings up Samuel L. Jackson has a famous quote. And the quote is, the toes you step on today might be the ass you have to kiss tomorrow. And it's very true. So treat people right. You know, you never know who you're dealing with and who might become big later on. So treat everyone as an equal. And remember that real networking isn't just meeting people to get their names and to get their phone numbers. Networking involves, you know, supporting people, cheering on their successes, being curious about their journey. This is how not only relationships are built, but friendships. All right, tip number 4, and that's be positive. No one wants to network with someone who's complaining nonstop about how unfair the industry is or how bad traffic is. You don't need to be fake, just avoid being draining. A few things that'll help you is to warm up mentally. Before events, I like to go and listen to upbeat music, maybe put on something funny, watch a couple episodes of something funny. I'll throw on, you know, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Step Brothers. Those ones always kind of crack me up and get me into a good mood, the right mindset for meeting people. Another thing is to mind your body language. You know, smile occasionally, make eye contact, show people that you're listening to them and aware. Don't cross your arms. Don't be too stiff, you know. Don't be too tight or rigid. All these little things people notice, and they may subconsciously notice them as well. So just be kind of mindful of that. Be very approachable. These little things make you either approachable or not approachable. So smile. Don't cross your arms, you know. Don't look angry if you have resting bitch face. I kind of do sometimes, you know. My standard face is I have a game face, and when I have my game face on, and it's not very approachable. I look like a bulldog. I look kind of mean. So I have to kind of be aware that, I'm not always the most approachable person to someone, especially because I am over 6 foot tall and I'm kind of big. And if I have a grouchy face on, people might think, oh, that guy's mean, when I'm not at all. Please don't ever think that. I'm always positive, always in good mood. I just look grouchy when I'm really focused. Another thing with being positive is trying to avoid gossip and just negativity in general. It's just bad. You don't want that. It's bad karma. You don't want to badmouth people or talk bad about anyone. You don't know who knows everybody. And to be completely honest, we all know everybody in this industry. Everybody comes across everybody. Everybody works with everybody. If you're bad mouthing someone, it's probably going to get back to them. So just don't do it. Just avoid it. If you're always talking positive and always just saying good things, you'll be all right. You'll be in a good place. You'll be that guy who always says good things. You won't be that guy who always talks crap. You don't want to be that person. Positive people are always easier to connect with, and they'll always get recommended more. Trust me. And tip number 5, this is our final one and kind of the most important one. Don't treat networking like a chore. Networking is not a punishment. It's not something you have to do. It's something you get to do. It's awesome. It's really fun. You're hanging out with creative people who do the coolest job in the world. They do storytelling as a job. That's awesome. That's really cool. If you look at it as work, you'll dread it. You just absolutely will. But if you view this as an opportunity to meet fun people, to make friends, swap ideas, it becomes a lot funner, a lot cooler, and it's just way, way easier. I love these things. Personally, I look at Cinegear every year as a big networking event and a reunion, honestly. Not so much that I'm going to run into people or meet new people, but more that I'm going to run into old people I haven't seen in a long time. I love that. I love to hear what they've been up to, what they're working on, where have you been the last year, vacations, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I love these kinds of things. So think of networking as planting seeds that are going to grow way down the line. It's not something that you're going to get immediately. Like, if you think about it that way, like if you think, oh, what can I get today? It's going to be bad, because that's not how networking works. It's not supposed to work that way. It's planting seeds that are going to grow over time down the road. Like I mentioned, the coworkers and people who I've gotten high paying jobs for are people I've known almost a decade now, or a decade or longer, So these relationships are really important. Nothing happens overnight, just be good to people and treat them well. All right. And to wrap this all up, you got to remember, you got to be in the room to be known. Networking is super important. Out of sight, out of mind. It's a big thing, people forget. So get out there, remind people who you are, what you do, what you work on. We have a big saying here at Wild 7 Studios: quiet mouths don't get fed. And it's very true in this industry. Quiet mouths don't get fed. You got to get out there and tell people who you are, what you're doing, what you're working on. There's a famous saying, press the flesh, basically means shake hands. So get out there and press the flesh. It's not just about collecting business cards, but meeting people and building those relationships. So if this video helped you, drop a comment below. Share some of your favorite networking strategies, any places you like to go, any things you like to do. And if you want to meet me, just drop a comment below and we'll set up a Zoom meeting or something. If you're based here in LA, we can give you a tour of Wild 7 Studios. The team here at Wild 7, we're really open to people. We're big supporters of independent cinema. We're trying to help anyone and everyone. If you love cinema, we love you. That's just how it goes here at Wild 7, and we're open, friendly people. So if you want more filmmaking tips and videos like this one, make sure to subscribe, stick around. Got a whole lot more coming. See you soon.